What is up, guys? I'm Envy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a palette comparison between the it'sBel's Cosmetics Flare collection and Sugar Drizzle as a brand and talking way too much. So if that is something that you're interested in, keep on watching. So before I start off this video, I do want to say that I'm sorry that the last like 4 videos have been palette comparisons. I have been sick and they're relatively like easy to film and do. And I actually pre-filmed a couple of them for whenever I move later on in the month. And yeah, I got sick and I've been sick and I've had to use them all now. So here's hoping I can make some magic happen before the end of the month. Otherwise, we might be going through a little bit of a dry spell. But yeah, let's get right into these little comparison swatches. Do I angle myself this way or the other way? I feel like it's this way. I'm gonna angle myself this way and pray that it's the right way. That's how sick I am. I can't, even my muscle memory is not liking me right now. But I am also going to do live swatches. Well, am I gonna do live swatches? No, I won't do live. I was gonna do live swatches, but like I did last time, but I'm just gonna read. The glasses are on. So before I start off these like showing the swatches and going over everything, I do want to say that I've had to pull from a plethora of Sugar Drizzle polish palettes for this. So this isn't necessarily me being like, see, you don't need this, just get this. No, what I'm saying, I'm trying to match the bigger palettes to the smaller palette because that makes sense in my eyes. But even then, I wasn't able to find an exact dupe for everything. And I think it's more or less just to kind of say like, these are priced relatively the same. If you look at price per shadow, I think it's all $3.11. And if you like the condensed Flare collection shadows, you can get those if you already have the Sugar Drizzle polish things and you don't want to buy doubles. Don't get it. Don't get the Flare collection one. I didn't find exact dupes for everything. I like not finding exact dupes for like everything, you know? So yeah. This isn't me recommending one brand over the other. I'm just trying to have fun and compare things in my collection from brands that I love supporting. I like supporting indie brands, and I guess I just like it, okay? I just like it. So first up is Morganite from the Flare collection, and Morganite I compared to Dill Pickles from the Pickle palette. I call it the Pickle palette because the real name is Paint Me Green and Call Me a Pickle Because I'm Done Dillin' With You eyeshadow palette. I'm just gonna call it the Pickle palette. Sorry, Sugar Drizzle. I love the name. I love this palette. It's a cute little palette. Look at this. Look at this cute little palette. I love it. But I'm calling it the Pickle palette. I think it's the only actual dupe from this palette, but they are pretty much the exact dupes. They're that harder duochrome formula that I say harder. Excuse me, I'm having acid reflux, sorry. I say harder, but it's more pressed into the pan and it's kind of just like your standard shimmer shadow. More or less your standard shimmer shadow. Next up is Star Ruby, which I have compared to Sugar and Spice from the Sugar Drizzle original palette. They're exact dupes. They're that same soft formula. It's kind of chunky. It's not like the super chunky, which I'll go over in just a bit, I guess, but where it picks up easily and it's kind of hard to like put it on and you have to kind of like really swipe to blend. But other than that, I mean, it's a stunning formula, but yeah, they're pretty much exact dupes. Next is Citrine, and I couldn't find a comparison for this no matter what I did. No matter what I did. Yep. Next is RUMOUR, which I compared to Sugar Babes from the Sugar Drizzle sequel palette. It is chunkier. Okay, so RUMOUR is the more chunkier formula, but it isn't that hard to blend. And like, it's more like a putty. Like I hit pan in it and then I was able to just move some shadow back. So that's what I mean by chunky, where it comes up easily and it distributes pretty easily. That is what I have on the inner corners of my eyes. And to me, there's more of a teal duochrome effect on this, but just slightly. But sometimes what I show on camera and what is shown in the video are like two completely different things, especially with duochromes. So I don't see like that much of a difference. I'm like, oh, there's a little more green over here than over here, but I have that on my inner third, and I couldn't get it other than Sugar Babes. I couldn't find a dupe that was similar enough, so that's another pretty original shadow on the Flare collection side. Next is Rose Water, which I compared to Space Me Out from the Pizza Kitty palette. They're very, very similar, like pretty much exact dupes. And they're both, again, that like chunkier, very soft formula. It's like kind of like the putty. I feel like it's a little bit harder pressed than the more putty RUMOUR, but it still is like, it comes up on the brush very easily. Next is Amethyst and Space Blaster from the Pizza Kitty palette. They're exact dupes. They're a very dry formula, but I have Space Blaster, if you can see, from like half to the outer corners on both sides. I felt like while putting it on that the Sugar Drizzle side was a little bit more pigmented. I did 2 layers over here, but this eye is like my problem eye, and I started crying, and it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But it could just be me, but yeah, so I feel like they're exact dupes. I don't know what you guys see. I know what I see in the mirror. It's actually what would be more of like a violet, like a blue toned purple into like a very bright, like red toned purple kind of shift. It's very slight, but I really love it. Next is Aquamarine, which I compare to Sugar Cookie from the Sugar Drizzle original palette. They're exact dupes. They're a very smooth formula, not kind of like your standard shimmer, but just a very good shimmer. But yeah, exact dupes. Next, I compared Aeronite to Sugar Crush from the Sugar Drizzle original palette. They are exact dupes. They're very smooth formulas, but it'sBel's is a little more softer, I guess, than the pan. Like I can press my brush down into it and it can like make a dip, as opposed to on the Sugar Drizzle side where it just is kind of like a standard shimmer formula. Both are very stunning shades. They're the same shade nevertheless, but yeah, that's just my little formula differentiation. So next, I compared Lapis Lazuli from the Flare collection palette to 3 shadows because I could not find an exact dupe. I'd look at something in the pan and then it would be like completely different, and I have 3 different swatches for one shade, and just because I wanted to show how like impossible it is to find a dupe for this shade, I guess. First, I did Lapis Lazuli compared to Sugar and Spice from the Sugar Drizzle sequel collection. Both are chunky formulas and they're kind of similar, but Sugar and Spice is like a little more blue, where Lapis Lazuli is more of like a blue to purple duochrome. Next, I compared Lapis Lazuli to Sugar Me Sweet from the Sugar Drizzle original palette. Sugar Me Sweet is more of like a purple that shifts between 2 different types of purple, where again Lapis Lazuli is like a blue that shifts into a purple. Next, I compared Lapis Lazuli to Sugar Petal, which is a single from the Sugar Rose Chrome collection. Sugar Petal is more of like a teal to purple shift, where Lapis Lazuli is again a royal blue to purple shift. And I wanted to compare, like put all these together to kind of show the subtle differences between all of the shades, because looking at them in the pan, I was just like, any of these could be a dupe, but then none of them were a dupe. So that is everything. That is all of the dupes. I'm gonna put this video here that I'm gonna put on my Instagram. Does anyone here watch Christine from Simply Nailogical and how she has like peel porn? I guess I wanted to emulate that, and so yeah, here's this video. I find it satisfying. Do you? But yeah, so this is the comparison between all the shades. If you want to see how I achieved this look using 2 of the shades and know a little bit more about my life, cough cough, because I talk too much, keep watching. But if this is where I leave you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. So I'm starting off this video just immensely happy because I finally did it. I don't know how many videos I said I'm so close to hitting pan on Big Bruges, I'm so close to hitting pan on Big Bruges, I'm so close to hitting pan on Big Bruges, and it finally happened. I am ecstatic. I am also incredibly sick, which is why like my past like 4 videos have been palette comparisons, because I pre-filmed a lot of them and I just haven't felt like filming. I don't know if you can tell how sick I am due to the insane amount of makeup on my face, but yeah, I'm still not good. I thought that it was just like the changing of the seasons, but I cough, I sneeze, I'm vaccinated. I know that's a hot topic, but I am, so I know it's not that. I know it's not the big boy, but yeah. So I honestly don't know what shades I'm gonna put on my eyes for this. I did not think about that. I think I'm only gonna do 2. I do not look well, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. I feel like I can see it in my eyes. But I'm also not wearing lipstick because I'm tired of editing videos and like typing out sorry for the lipstick on my teeth. So that'll come on at the very end because tired of this. This eye is watering again. I can't be having that. I have to pick a struggle, okay? Pick a struggle, body. Either my eyes are watering because of the sensitivity or I'm dying. Pick one. I'm gonna go in with Amethyst. I don't think Amethyst is gonna fit like these crease shades, but when have I ever cared about that? All right, so on the it'sBel's side, I'm going in with Amethyst. I'm gonna have to try and like angle myself. Ugh. It feels like it's been forever since I filmed, so I don't know where to put my body. Just putting this on like the middle of the lid and extending it into the outer third. Can you see that? Not really. This is a very, I don't know, soft shade. Like I'm definitely gonna have to layer it. Like even in the swatches, I think I had to go over it with like 2 layers. Now, do you see that like deep purple with like that lovely like vibrant purple shift? This eye is watering. Oh no. It's not this eyeshadow, I promise. It was doing this before. It's just sensitivity. There is a little bit of fallout, but what's to be expected? But what's to be expected, but that's to be expected. I can't even talk. I don't think that's the sickness though. I think that's just me. I had a little bit of like tearing that broke up some of the shadows, so I'm just stamping more of that over. And I think that second layer definitely helped you be able to see like, yep, that's purple. And then on the Sugar Drizzle side, I'm going in from the Pizza Kitty collection. Pizza Kitty palette, Space Blaster. I almost poked myself in the eye with this when I could have just, I know my directions, I swear. Okay, so here's Space Blaster. It's that same like dry formula. Oh, I'm noticing there's a little bit of a blue duochrome reflect over here since I'm like, have this slightly tilted. If you can see that on camera, that'd be nice. The Sugar Drizzle side does appear to be more pigmented upon application though. A little bit of fallout on that side, but here they both are. I think they're pretty even. I do think that the Sugar Drizzle side was a little more pigmented, but they both ended up becoming the same shade. So I wanted to go in with Larimar. Is it Larimar or Larimar? 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 Oh, now's not the time. Okay, so next is Larimar. It's primarily a blue with a purple shift, so I hope that that helps marry these 2 shades. I did just hit pan on Larimar, but it is that like soft, almost putty formula. So I'm kind of like, it's very malleable. Very, very malleable. Oh, that is beautiful. There's so much enthusiasm in my voice, but I promise I love it. Oh, wow. It's like a blue, green, purple. Oh, wow. That goes on so nicely too. It's not like the other kind of chunky formulas where I have to like put it down and then like swipe. This did distribute pretty evenly, at least on my eyelid. I think on the swatches it was a little bit difficult, but so here is that. I love that. Okay, okay. So Larimar is a dupe for Sugar Babes and the Sugar Drizzle sequel palette. My Sugar Drizzle sequel palette isn't named the right thing, so I'll have like my little graphic, or maybe is it this side? I'll have my graphic with like the actual name of it up in just a bit. Well, up right now. I can't talk. So this is Sugar Babes. Now, this formula isn't exactly the same. It isn't that, oh wow, there's a lot more fallout, but it also isn't like that putty formula. This is much more softly pressed in the pan. Now, from what I see on camera, the green, now what I see on camera, I can't speak. Now, from what I see on camera, the like green and purple shift isn't really all that apparent as it is over here. It just kind of looks like a blue shimmer. So let me see. I'm gonna put Pew Pew from the Pizza Kitty collection. I keep saying Pizza Kitty collection. Maybe it's just because it just flows better off the tongue for me. PCC instead of PCP. PCP. Anyway, going in with Pew Pew to see if I can bring some like of that teal back to it. Looks like it's just kind of adding a purple shimmer. Okay. Yeah, RUMOUR was harder to find a dupe for. And that's something that's very interesting, is like just how not similar these, like the Flare collection is to really, and like I had to pull from an abundance of palettes and resources to find these dupes. And even then, not all of them are exact. So here's Pew Pew, which looks, here, let me just show. Very teal to purple, which I thought adding it over, but it just kind of adds more purple. So there's that. So I think it is very interesting how many different resources I've had to pull to match the Flare collection. And I'm not saying that like I'm only trying to match the Flare collection because it's the smaller palette. I'm not using like my smaller palettes to try to match my big palettes just because I feel like that's just setting myself up for failure. But if I use my bigger palettes to match my smaller palettes, it's easier. So I'm not saying that like, oh, it matches the Flare collection, meaning that the Flare collection is better. If you want the condensed color story of the Flare collection, that's a little bit less expensive. If you just like that color story, then go for it. I have both, but I don't mind having both. And I don't mind either eye look, like that's the thing. This one I'm drawn to more just because I like the pop of teal, but like the pop of blue with some like I feel like it flows into like the purple outer corner a little bit better. But yeah, I don't mind. So I'm gonna finish up both of my eyes with mascara, put on some lipstick, and then I'll be right back. I'm back. This is a little funky, but we're not talking about it. But this is the final look. So to me, they don't look like that different. It just looks like this one has like a little bit more of a teal reflect, but what I see in person and on camera is sometimes different than what translates on camera. So let me know if you see anything that's like majorly different. Let me know what you guys think down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.